Today we will discuss the questions and answers of Daffodils poem. So without a further delay, let's get started. 1. Who is the poet of Daffodils? The poet of Daffodils is William Wordsworth, a prominent English romantic poet. 2. What was the color of daffodils? The daffodils in the poem were golden or yellow in color. Wordsworth vividly describes them as a host of golden daffodils. 3. Why did the poet compare the daffodils to stars? Wordsworth likened the daffodils to stars to emphasize their abundance and endlessness. Just as stars seem infinite in the night sky, the daffodils were spread out continuously and seemed countless, giving a sense of vastness and beauty. 4. With what did the author compare himself when he was wandering lonely? The poet compared himself to a solitary cloud wandering aimlessly, emphasizing his sense of detachment and loneliness. 5. When all at once I saw a crowd, what did the author see here? Wordsworth saw a large gathering or multitude of golden daffodils fluttering and dancing beside a lake. 6. Where are the daffodils located? The daffodils were situated beside a lake and underneath trees, creating a picturesque scene by the water's edge. 7. What were the daffodils doing? The daffodils were portrayed as fluttering and dancing in the breeze, indicating their lively and animated movement in the wind. 8. Did the author really see 10,000 daffodils at a glance? Explain. The mention of 10,000 daffodils is an exaggeration used for poetic effect. It conveys the abundance and multitude of the flowers rather than an exact count, emphasizing their profusion. 9. What does the poet mean by inward eye? The inward eye refers to the mind's ability to recall or visualize things internally, without the actual presence of the physical object. It describes the poet's mental capacity to remember the daffodils and relive the experience in his imagination. 10. What flashes upon in the poet's mind when he is in a vacant or pensive mood? In moments of vacant or contemplative mood, the memory of the daffodils flashes in the poet's mind, bringing joy and inspiration. 11. What does the poet mean by margin of a bay? The margin of a bay refers to the edge or shoreline of a curved inlet or a part of the lake where the daffodils were growing. It indicates the specific location along the water's edge where the flowers were flourishing. 12. What was the thought of the poet after gazing at the daffodils again and again? The poet was enchanted by the beauty of the daffodils but initially underestimated the profound impact and joy the sight would bring him upon reflection. 13. They stretched in never-ending line, explain. This phrase illustrates the extensive and seemingly infinite spread of the daffodils along the shoreline. It suggests a continuous row or line of flowers that appears unbroken, conveying the expanse of the scene. 14. Why did the poet compare the dance of the daffodils to the waves of the lake? Wordsworth compared the dance of the daffodils to the movement of the waves in the lake to highlight the liveliness and gracefulness of the flowers' motion. The daffodils seemed even more joyous and spirited than the natural movement of the lake's waves. 15. What do you understand by jocund company? Jocund company refers to a merry or joyful gathering. In the poem, it signifies the lively and cheerful assembly of the daffodils, which brought happiness and delight to the poet. 16. Why has the poet described solitude as being blissful? The poet finds bliss in solitude because the memory of the daffodils brings him immense joy and comfort when he is alone or in a contemplative state. Reflecting on the beauty of nature, especially the daffodils, brings a sense of happiness and contentment, making solitude a serene and delightful experience for him.